Saw this on Twitter yesterday, and it was a QB Help Composite Score. So basically, looking at the rest of the surrounding cast surrounding a quarterback, and as you can see in the graphic here, Josh Allen leading the NFL at 100%. You have Jalen Hurts and Mac Jones. Mac Jones obviously getting a lot of love in his rookie season, but you have Kyler Murray, hell, even Tom Brady up there at number 5. But down at number 9, just behind Pat Mahomes, is you have Baker Mayfield. And the one thing that I look at compared to all those other quarterbacks is the open rate for those wide receivers that are getting open clearly. And at that point, it's up to some of those receivers to go ahead and make some of those plays where you had somebody like a Donovan Peoples-Jones with a couple of, tough drops, and, David Njoku has had some struggles in the past as well. I look at some of those receivers that are, struggling when it comes to catching the ball when Baker does deliver on some of those passes. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's crazy how many statistics and how many metrics we get these days.
There's a stat for everything nowadays.
Everybody's got a new formula to figure things out. And you know what? You could sit down with somebody who is very bright and loves Baker Mayfield, and you could defend him till the cows come home. And you could also sit down with somebody who's very bright and doesn't like Baker Mayfield, and that person could criticize him till the cows come home. It's that crazy of a time that we live in. And in the case of the receivers, the Browns don't have a burner, all right? It's no secret. Anthony Schwartz was supposed to be their burner, even beyond Odell Beckham Jr. While you don't really have Schwartz for all intents and purposes, and Beckham is out, he made himself a cut-worthy guy, and he asked to be released, and he was. So you don't have burners on this team. You don't really have any stars. I know Jarvis Landry gets a lot of love in this town, and deservedly so for a lot of things, okay? Jarvis is a pro's pro. I love him. Mac loves him. We all love him. But he's not a star, okay? He's a solid to good NFL receiver. And to expect him to be electric night in and night out, or game in and game out, is just not a realistic expectation. So it is true that Baker Mayfield is throwing to a receiving core that is not exactly full of, Jerry Rice and John Taylor and all kinds of guys like that. In light of that, I wish the tight end room was better. All right, the tight ends, they got to be more consistent. They got to be better. Austin Hooper got paid a chunk of money. He's been a colossal disappointment. David Njoku, sometimes good, sometimes bad. He needs to be more consistent. Harrison Bryant, who knows? So of the two groups that primarily catch passes, the tight ends and the receivers, I'm more disappointed actually in the tight ends, because I thought they had more talent to, per capita, if you will, than the receivers.